be done, 'cause we cover the earth just like the sun, if we assume that it can be done.
Hare Krishna, Jai, Vanchakoptarishcha, Kripasindhabe, Vacha Patitanam Pavanibhyo, Vaishnavebhyo, Namo Namaha. Just by hearing that song, it took me back to the marathon a few weeks ago, and a reminder of all we've been through together. So on this day, we pray to Srila Prabhupada, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Shri Panchatattva, Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan, Shri Shri Radha Govinda, Shri Shri Radha Gopinath, Shri Shri Lakshmana Shringadev, to please keep us all close and absorbed in the Sankirtan movement. This morning, we sang the song Gauranga Dutya Pada. And in this song, Srila Narottam Das Thakur says that by staying absorbed in the distribution of the Sankirtan movement, that we get our qualification to approach Sri Sri Radhakrishna. It's the most extraordinary opportunity. And in the Srimad Bhagavatam, Shukadeva Goswami mentions that everybody's eligible. Kiratuhunanda Pulinda Pulkasha, etc. because of the power of the Lord that comes through the devotees. So we're on an incredible journey together. We're in the thick of it now. We're actually in the Sankirtan movement. Sometimes devotees think about, how is it, where will I go in my next life? How will I go back to Godhead or someplace where the Lord is performing his pastimes? Well, you're there already, because you're in the Sankirtan movement. That is the Lord's pastime. All of you are extraordinarily great souls to have come into this flow of the Sankirtan movement. Just a whisper after Srila Prabhupada's been here, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, maybe a breath after he's been here, geological time, it's only a couple seconds. And we're catching the current of the distribution of the Sankirtan movement, and somehow or other we've been elected. And Chaitanya Mahaprabhu gave an open order that anyone can join this. Anyone can grab onto it. And those who do, says Karabhajana Muni in the Srimad Bhagavatam, are known to be highly intelligent, because there's nothing better that one could do with one's human energy than cooperate with the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and his pure devotees. I congratulate all of you. Thank you very much. It's been too long since we were able to be together on one of these calls, and it's very exciting that we still have breath, we still have resources, the channels are still open all over the world, and we're all very determined. Every continent of the world, including the penguins on Antarctica, are determined to keep this momentum going, to grow the book distribution movement so that it continues to increase and we continue to increase our capacity. So tonight we have the great treat of celebrating the success. All of you leaned into this so hard, and the results are amazing. Near the end of the program tonight, we're going to give you the numbers that we have. And up until that point, we're going to hear from various leaders and Sankirtan participants who are in the thick of the distribution and organization. And tonight, we're going to start off by hearing a message from New Zealand and Bhavasandi. And this is when we look at the maps of the world and we see how some places are populated so densely that all you need to do is walk out of your house and you could just set up a table and you'd be in business forever. India's like that in many places. I know New York City was there. I lived there for 3 years, and all we had to do was walk out of the temple. But in New Zealand, you have to be dedicated to hunt people down for Lord Chaitanya. I go here, there, and everywhere to find a street that's not completely empty and to find those rare souls. So I think per capita, we'll be measuring, and we have measured in the not too distant past, the per capita results from various places. But keep that in mind also, just because there's bigger numbers one place or another, not all the circumstances are equal. We're all in this together, and every circumstance is different. And to reach every town and village requires that we use unique methods in every single place, and that there be unique devotees in each single place exhibiting their devotion by doing this distribution. So let's start off by hearing from New Zealand, and we'll give some comments in between. Hare Krishna.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept our most humble obeisances in the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace, our most merciful Sanctum General. We're gathered here to offer the results of the 2021 Live to Give campaign, where here in New Zealand we strive to contribute towards the global goal to distribute 2.2 million Bhagavad Gitas by setting a goal to distribute at least 7,366 Bhagavad Gitas in New Zealand. Some of the highlights of our marathon are having our New Zealand team increase from 3 centres last year to 6 centres participating this year, seeing devotees on their first marathon distributing full boxes of Bhagavad Gita on the street in a day, experiencing some of New Zealand's amazing talent showcased on the World Gita Day, and hearing the potency of people receiving Bhagavad Gita, such as, "The Bhagavad Gita has transformed my life. After reading it, I am now a vegetarian and chanting 16 rounds." As we make this offering, we're pleased to report that by your mercy, Srila Prabhupada, the total New Zealand goal of 7,366 Bhagavad Gitas was smashed as we distributed a total of 10,037 Bhagavad Gitas. In our 6 teams contributing, we total close to 100 devotees. Auckland consisted of 4 smaller teams: ISKCON Auckland, the Brahmacharis, South Auckland Namahat, and the Loft Yoga Lounge. The majority of the books distributed by these centres was on the street, door to door, to contacts and at festivals, as well as some sponsored books to institutions, totaling 3,711 Bhagavad Gitas. Hamilton was made up of a small group of devotees distributing on Harinam and to contacts. They distributed 101 Bhagavad Gitas. Nourishing Soul is a small self-sufficient community with a team of just 3 devotees distributing in rural towns via a book table. They distributed 62 Bhagavad Gitas. ISKCON Centre for Culture and Education in Wellington distributed to contacts, friends, and at festivals and outreach programs, and they distributed 94 Bhagavad Gitas. Bhakti Lounge, which is made up of a large ladies' ashram, some grihastas, and a men's contemporary ashram. Their books were distributed on one-to-one on the street, book tables and at door-to-door, and they distributed 5,988 Bhagavad Gitas. And finally, we're pleased to introduce the devotees from Christchurch, our first team in the South Island of New Zealand. They're keen to continue in future campaigns, and they distributed 81 Bhagavad Gitas. So grateful to have been given this opportunity to participate in this offering, and pray at the lotus feet of the Parampara to bless us, empower us, to keep spreading the Sankirtan movement all over the world. Srila Prabhupada Ki Jai.
I liked what Bhavasandi Davy said there about being grateful for the opportunity for service, and also that she's recognizing that the power to distribute large numbers or any numbers of books or the holy name comes from the power that's coming down through the parampara as instruments. Such opportunities come to those with service attitude, which is the only safe position for the soul, is to be absorbed in service to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So that was amazing. Congratulations to New Zealand. Thank you very much, all the devotees from New Zealand. And next we're going to Australia, and we'll hear a message from Her Grace Vilas Manjari Devi on behalf of all the devotees in Australia.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept our humble obeisances in the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace. We are gathered to offer the results of our Live to Give campaign. Our goal was to distribute 8,600 Bhagavad Gitas across Australia. 9 centres took part and more than 800 devotees participated. Some of the highlights around the country, for most of last year, many of our centres were under strict lockdown or restrictions and were unable to go out on book distribution. However, as the Live to Give campaign began, many cities around Australia opened up. And so all across the country, devotees were out on the streets, going door to door, on book tables. We had many new devotees joining for the very first time after a long time in lockdown, being able to get out and experience book distribution. We had devotees giving gifts of the Gita to their work colleagues, their families, their friends, putting them in street libraries, community centres. So there was a lot of participation this year from around the country. Another highlight was we contributed to World Gita Day celebrations for the Global Gita Experience by offering creative performances, kirtan. We had an art gallery sharing the Bhagavad Gita in Melbourne. We had devotees from around Australia showing us how the Gita is being distributed in very remote parts of the country, its impact on Aboriginal culture and heritage, and its impact on the whole country. So that was a highlight for us as well. So our goal was 8,600 Gitas. Around the country, Brisbane distributed 800 Gitas, the Gold Coast 400, New Govardhan Farm Community 400, Sydney 4,612, Hare Krishna Community and Cultural Centre in Western Sydney 5,928, Canberra 100, Melbourne 5,800, Adelaide 50, and Perth 509. This brings the total number of Bhagavad Gitas distributed across Australia to 18,599. That's more than double our original goal. On behalf of all the teams and all the devotees that participated from around the country, please accept our offering, Srila Prabhupada, and we pray at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to empower us in our work together as one global team to spread the Sankirtan movement all over the world. Hare Krishna.
For those candles.
Yeah. And maybe what?
Haribo. Wow. You doubled it. You smashed it. That's amazing. And I felt something like that coming because the attitude in Australia was so strong, and your leadership is amazing. You kept rallying everybody, and despite the lockdown, you proved that there are no obstacles when your attitude is aligned in devotional service.
Bhagavad Gitas across Australia.
Anukul Seva, is there more video to show?
No, Maharaj, sorry, that was just an error.
Okay. That was an early release of numbers. I hope nobody saw that. Erase it if you saw it. Congratulations again to all the devotees in Australia. Thank you very much for your amazing leadership, Vilas Manjari Devi. Hare Krishna. And now we're going to our leading indicator country. As the capacity expands in Fiji, we know that it's also going to expand all over the world. And we have a special presentation prepared by His Grace Rukmini Mohan Prabhu.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept our most humble obeisances in the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace. We would like to offer you the Fiji results of the 2021 Live to Give campaign. We were able to distribute around 864 Bhagavad Gitas throughout Fiji in this year's campaign. Srila Prabhupada, we have seen that by participating as part of the One Global team, we are able to distribute much more books than we had in the past. Therefore, it is imperative for us that we remain in One Global team, seek inspiration, and continue to learn strategies for mass distribution of your books. For this year's campaign, we had the participation of some dedicated new aspiring devotees, as well as senior devotees from different regions. You had mentioned in one of your letters to your disciple that distribution of books and magazines is our most important activity. Without books, our preaching has no solid basis. Srila Prabhupada, we are hopeful that more of our devotees will recognize the importance of this collective endeavor and come forward to participate more enthusiastically in the future campaigns. We pray at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to empower us in our work together as one global team to spread the Sankirtan movement all over the world. Thank you, Srila Prabhupada.
Amazing effort from all the devotees in Fiji, the leadership of Rukmini Mohan Prabhu. This is their as first-time participants in the Live to Give campaign of World Gita Day. Over 11 communities participating, and this is ever increasing. We can see in Fiji. Congratulations! And guess what, everybody? Are you all still there? Haribo. We have a quiz break now. Are you ready?
Yes.
Okay, say yes, or we can't give you the quiz.
Yes.
Okay, yes for the quiz. Here you go.
Yes, of course.
Quiz time. Get ready, everyone. Stay on your mouse.
Hare Krishna, dear devotees. So we have 6 questions today. Fairly easy, but let's see how quickly we can get through them. So our first question is, what is the magic mantra to make it all happen? 1, we don't believe in magic. 2, assume it can be done. And 3, nothing ever happens anyway. So you're going to see it on your screen. You want to make sure you click the right option, and I'm going to give everyone a few more seconds. So please feel free to chime in and choose the right answer. We have one person who doesn't believe in magic, which is also true in one sense. It's all Krishna's arrangement. But the right answer is assume it can be done. You heard our preview song. It's the anthem that we have been using through the campaign last year, and we will be, it's a mantra for our heart, and we'll be taking it through this year as well. So great. Let's take a look at what our next question is. What was the goal for Live to Give 2021? At least 2.2 million, at least 1 million, as many Gitas as you like. There are no hard and fast rules. This one, again, we've talked about it a lot, so I'm hoping everyone gets the right answer here. So our goal for 2021 was to distribute at least 2.2 million Bhagavad Gitas. And we will find out at the end of the day today where we are and how we all did together as One World team. So the answer is at least 2.2 million. Next question is, we set goals because we like to crunch numbers and follow up scores because of what it makes of us to achieve them, or just for fun because there is nothing else to be done. So chime in your answers. And I'm hoping everyone's selecting the right one here. We have some people who are into numbers, so they're selecting. I might be one of those. But we set goals because of what it makes of us to achieve them. And that's the whole reason, any number that we set greater than 0 pushes us forward to become better and improve. So a lot of people each doing a little bit, and what we set goals because of what it makes of us. Next question is, this one's an easy one actually. This year we celebrated World Gita Day. Actually, let me launch this question, sorry. This year we celebrated World Gita Day for the first time, the second time. What is World Gita Day? Really hoping no one selects that option. Everyone's coming in nice and right here. So this was the second year of the World Gita Day. We celebrated that on the 20th, 18th, 19th, 20th weekend. Please watch the recordings live again if you want. If you didn't catch it live, there were some really brilliant performances from around the world. And we will be having World Gita Day this year as well. Couple of more questions for us before we head back into our session. What are the 4 keys to Sankirtan growth? Number 1, we lost the key several decades ago. Number 2, goals, advocacy, training, and empowerment. And 3, no matter what the key is, we can't open this lock. So goals, advocacy, training, and empowerment are the 4 keys. It's an acronym, it goes by GATE, so GATE. These are the keys needed for Sankirtan growth in any community around the world. And we'll be talking more about this as well through this year. And the last question for the day is, oh, I messed it up. So, all right, there we go. How we do is our personal headache is more important than what we do, or doesn't matter. Get it done by hook or crook. So jump in here, put in your votes for the right answer. We have some answers coming in. Maybe someone pressed the wrong button, I'm thinking, for choosing the last one. But how we do is more important than what we do. It's in what we do that we become better and we improve as a community and as individuals. So that's it from the quiz deck today, and we'll head back into hearing from the other parts of the world. Thank you, Maharaj.
That was off the charts. Everyone did so well on the quiz. See, Sankirtan makes you smart too. So that's good. Good, everybody. Yes, and now we're moving over to Malaysia, Apa Kabar, and we're going to hear how Malaysia did. They've been increasing and gathering energy over there. And Patita Tarna Jagannath Prabhu will give us a few words.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, Nama Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Pristaya Bhutale Srimadi Bhakti Vedanta Swami Tinamine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nir Vishesha Shunyavadi Pasachi Destarine. Dear Prabhupada, please accept our most humble obeisances to the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace. Srila Prabhupada, we have gathered here today to offer you the result of of the last marathon for Malaysian Yatra. Prabhupada, for your pleasure, we have gathered a total of 11 temples have participated in this program, and we have distributed total of 7,599 varieties of books and 22 sets of Bhagavatam, Chaitanya Charitamrita, and etc. Prabhupada, actually Malaysia has been pioneer for this program called Damodara Puja, and after Bhadra Purnima we immediately went into what they call Damodara Puja marathon, whereby we went and visited every house. We encourage everyone to offer ghee lamp to Lord Damodara. So by the time it finishes, Damodara month finish, then we had roughly around 2 weeks that we realized we couldn't go and hit our target. Alright, we have put aside this Bhagavad Gita marathon. But with your costless mercy, Srila Prabhupada, a miracle happened, whereby after that, just 2 weeks before the end of this program, we have managed to push all the yatras, all the leaders, the temple leaders, all the book distributors, and also the Gita Gyan students, all of them gathered and they gave a last push, and they have managed to hit 4,313 Bhagavad Gitas. Alright, so we have targeted 5,000 Bhagavad Gitas, but we have hit 4,313 Bhagavad Gitas. We are roughly short of 700. But Srila Prabhupada, we vow that in next year, for this year, we will work hard and we will make sure that we will fulfill our pledge. All these things is because of your costless mercy, Srila Prabhupada. Nothing is possible without your mercy. Everything, miracle is no longer a miracle in Bhakti service, especially in your organization, ISKCON. Thank you so much, Prabhupada. I'm Patita Tarna Jagannath Das from Malaysia, offering this report to you for your pleasure. Hare Krishna.
Thank you very much, Patita Tarna Jagannath Prabhu, for that heartfelt offering and for the hard work all the devotees in Malaysia put in. Just so much potential there, and the devotees there coming together to increase their capacity every year has been something we've been watching and being inspired by. Thank you so much. And now we're going to Thailand to hear from Nimai Sachi Sutta Prabhu, and let's check in and see how Thailand did.
Namo Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschata Desatarine. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept our most humble obeisances in the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace. We are gathered here to offer the results of Thailand Live to Give campaign, which was 2 months in duration. We were inspired by His Grace Vaisheshika Prabhu's quote, "Any number greater than 0 is a good number." The team in Thailand set a goal to distribute 1,000 Mahabig books for the Live to Give campaign. During the month of December, ISKCON Phateh organized a Rath Yatra festival during December, wherein we distributed many books and many plates of prasadam. As we make this offering, we are pleased to report that our goals were almost met. Altogether, 5 centers and temples from Thailand participated in the campaign, and we distributed a total of 796 Mahabig books. We pray at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to empower us in our work together as one global team to spread the Sankirtan movement all over the world. Your aspiring servants in ISKCON Thailand. Hare Krishna.
Nice work, all the devotees in Thailand. And special mention that they're first-time participants in this marathon, in the Live to Give campaign. and a great showing from Thailand. Quite amazing, actually. We look forward to watching these centers that are coming in for the first time and then realizing their capacity and seeing each year some special incremental growth coming from organizing. Thank you very much, everyone. All glories to Thailand. And now we're going to swing to Japan, and we're going to hear an offering to Srila Prabhupada from the Japanese devotees from His Grace Jai Harinam Prabhu.
Hare Krishna. Dear Srila Prabhupada, please accept our most humble obeisances in the dust of your lotus feet. All glories to your divine grace. We are gathered here to offer results of the book distribution in Japan, which includes Bhagavad Gita campaign and marathon of 2021. Here, Team ISKCON Japan as a whole distributed 9,648 Bhagavad Gita in Japanese edition in 2021. Plus, we have also distributed 9,941 total books in Marathon campaign 2021. Marathon starts from September last year and finished in the early January this year. We have successfully Bhagavad Gita and give this in school, library, and all communities in Japan. We are here a small book distribution team based in different cities like Tokyo, Osaka, Okinawa, Nagano, Fukuoka, Tsukuba, and we have coordinated very well here. We have worked as a team. Also, I would like to give thanks to BBT Japan because as a BBT Japan team, we have successfully managed the inventories and well organized to give it to all the distributors across Japan and even outside Japan. We have done lots of Mahaharinams, and these are focused on the book distribution where many participated. We have involved the new book distributors in our mission while we having a Mahaharinam. So as we make this offering, we are pleased to report that all the goals has been successfully made or even surpassed. We pray at the lotus feet of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to empower us in our work together as a global team to spread Sankirtan movement all over the world. So, Harinam Sankirtan ki jai, book distribution ki jai, Srila Prabhupada ki jai, Hari Bo.
All glories to the Japan Yatra. Thank you, Jai Harinam Prabhu. It was quite an amazing surge in Japan this year, a concerted effort. They got their new Bhagavad Gita, and everybody worked together tirelessly. Even to find a place to store the books was a very difficult proposition that took a lot of backbreaking work to do. And I watched personally as they worked together, everybody in the whole community, each doing their part to smash their goals. Practically distributed all the books that they received on the first printing. They were so inspired. Thank you so much, Jai Harinam Prabhu. Great to see you here on the world stage. Let's keep it going in Japan. We'll double it next year for sure.
Thank you. Thank you, Maharaj.
Yes. So we also now have, I want to acknowledge special participant tonight coming on for the first time from Manila. And Indravali Devidasi has joined us from Manila. We don't have a presentation for them, but we just want to let you know that we're ecstatic that you're on this call. And we're looking forward to working with Manila. We want to light up that whole part of the world and see the scores from all the nooks and corners all over Asia. So thank you for your leadership and for coming on here. It makes a big difference to us. Wassalam. Okay. Salamat po, I should have said. Okay, and next we have the inimitable Taipei. And I just want to mention that first-time participant in Live to Give, distributing in difficult situations in Taipei, stalwarts there, and we're really happy to have Taipei on the map. So thank you very much for joining us.
Hare Krishna, my humble obeisances to Vaishashika Prabhu and all the devotees. For the Prabhupada December marathon, we had pledged 100 Bhagavad Gitas and we distributed 190. So I feel good about that. But all this distribution was done by devotees to either their friends or people they know, or during the Sunday program, because there is no regular book distributors here in Taiwan. No one goes out except me. I go out. So book distribution is actually very difficult in Taiwan. Even when we go for Harinam and we have a book table, hardly anyone takes books. So I would like to request Vaishashika Prabhu and all the devotees to please bless our Taiwan Yatra so we can increase our book distribution. Thank you. Hare Krishna.
Congratulations to Taipei, and nice job. That was really heartfelt when you said that you're going out. And every place, if it's difficult, it's okay. Don't worry, everybody. Wherever you are, we're going out for our own purification. The goals we set are actually just so that we can challenge ourselves, because birds fly in the sky as high as they're able. The sky's unlimited. So we're just doing this to express our devotion and to get purified. All of you are doing great. And wherever you may be, if there's not a huge organization, if it's difficult because things are politically not favorable, et cetera, everything counts. Every gesture you make, every advocacy you make for book distribution counts. And so the numbers, what's important really is sincere effort, and most importantly, that we're all working together. We have this attitude of cooperation. It's spreading all over the world, actually. And the more we do this, the more we're going to open the channels to really get to capacity where we can reach every town and village. Every town and village means every language. And we are backed up by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, so we can do this. We'll just keep expanding. We have a short film, I'm told, that Anukul Seva is going to play. I don't think I've seen the final thing. If I'm in it, I apologize for being the host and being in part of the video. The more we give, the more we grow. We're a giving movement. Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and the Panchatattva distributed Krishna consciousness with abandon. It's described how they broke open the storehouse of love of God and ate and distributed its contents. The more that they distributed, the more it increased. Prabhupada said it himself. As we expand book distribution in as many languages as possible all over the world, he said, the Krishna consciousness movement would automatically increase. That's powerful. We can depend on book distribution. It is our mainstay. It is authorized by the acharyas. It pleases Srila Prabhupada. And the more we do it, the happier we become and the more prosperous. Those centers that are emphasizing book distribution and increasing book distribution are finding an influx of resources and people. We want a mission that is dynamic, and book distribution is unassailable and extremely powerful and dynamic. That's what we need, and that's what we're looking for. It goes well to increase all of the programs that we're doing together around the world, because a rising tide rises all boats. Haribo. Okay, now let's look at the maps together, everybody, because we're all on this planet walking around. We got a few years here. We want to do some major damage to Kali Yuga, right? Peaceful damage, everybody, in case anybody's listening in. We're peaceful warriors. We spread knowledge that changes people's hearts by Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's special mercy that makes people want to dance in the streets and take seriously the goal of life, which is to go back home, back to Godhead. So all of this we're offering to Srila Prabhupada. He'll take it. He takes the service as our founder Acharya, Acharya Upasanam, service to the Acharyas. And we have an immediate Acharya. We're so lucky to have a founder Acharya sitting in every one of our temples. You can go to beautiful temples all over India, and many of them don't have a founder Acharya. It's just everyone comes to Mangalarti, but no one looking over them and telling them, I'm accepting the results of your sacrifices like this. So we're very, very lucky to have that protection and shelter. So everyone today, in a heartfelt way, offered amazing offerings, going to Srila Prabhupada and passing all the way up to Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu himself. So we had a goal. It was 2.2 million. We stewed over this for a long time because, last year we just about crept over the 2 million mark by a little bit. And there were a lot of circumstances. There are always circumstances. There's always something retrograde going on in the world somewhere or everywhere nowadays. So we can count on that from now on. That's why we have the assume it can be done, because obstacles are for people who see them as obstacles. We don't. And we're working for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu. So this is the mantra, assume it can be done. Several devotees have shown photographs. They had the tattoo done. Assume it can be done. Maybe it's a temporary one. I don't know. And we got wristbands coming out. And there's a big hit. It hit a gold record, actually. The song that came out, you probably all heard it. A lot of people are singing it, can't stop singing it. Assume it can be done. But this is a philosophical point that actually we can assume it can be done. It's not just rhetoric, and it's not just falsely building optimism. It's really true. We're working for Lord Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, and this is how Prabhupada built his movement, on the power of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and taking up his order. Our global goal, 2.2 million. Australia looking really, really strong. Look at that. Brisbane 800, Bhakti Center 400, New Govardhan 400, Sydney 4,612, HCCCC 5,928, Canberra 100, Melbourne 5,800, Adelaide 50, Perth 509, 18,599 total distributed. Haribo. New Zealand, way to go, 10,118. Even if it was just 8 books, that would be a huge influx of spiritual knowledge to the population of New Zealand. But they did 10,118 books. They're all out there right now as we speak. If we were able to zoom in on this map and see where they were in every house, apartment, car, TP, wherever people are living, we'd notice that the magic is happening from Srila Prabhupada's books going out in all these different places. We're changing the world. And New Zealand may be first, but probably just after Fiji. So Fiji, 864. Way to go, Fiji. I remember just in the recent, not too distant past, they were wondering if they could do 3 books, 8 books, 10 books, and now look at them. 864 books on the Fiji island. That's a major impact, a direct hit. And it's available now because of we still have distribution centers open up all over the world where we can do this kind of thing. So we're going to take advantage of it. Yeah, you can keep going. Asia, Haribo. So we had all the deshas over there, and those devotees in the deshas are extremely organized and fired up. You can see the huge numbers. And then we see all our friends from on today, Bangladesh, 15,000, Thailand, 796, Malaysia, 4,313, Philippines, way to go, 512, Hong Kong, way to go, 840, Taipei, 190, excellent job, Japan, 9,941. What got into you, devotees? 90,396. This is a really huge number. And the best part about it is we're just getting warmed up. Just as Fiji started with thinking they could do 3 books and now they're up to 900 books, go by percentages, we can do that everywhere. And all these places, we can also put more points on the map. Wherever there's places where devotees are, they can organize. And why wouldn't they? Who would want to miss any of this in their lifetime and at the end of life say, oh yeah, there was a big thing going on, but I missed it. Don't miss it. This is it. It's happening now. Okay, Asia, way to go. We're looking for big things. India, final centers being mapped. They have so much going on there that they can't barely count it all. The Indian subcontinent, they did 2,336,280 Bhagavad Gitas. Come on, everybody, give it up. India, Haribo. The leadership there, fantastic, unparalleled. The advocacy, the devotees organized, everybody working hard, chanting good rounds, going out, even in the pandemic, and they just smashed it. Excellent job, India. Europe, 71,951. And look at all the centers that were involved all the way. We're looking at through Russia, Czech, France, Spain, Belgium, Bhaktivedanta Manor, Soho, South London, Reading, Leicester, Wales, Scotland, Ireland, Norway, Denmark, Manchester. Did I miss anybody? Central Asia. A great effort. And we had a big meeting there recently, I think back in November or December. I can't remember what month it was. But 60 leaders from all over Europe got together, and they have a big 5-year plan. That's coming up next. So we'll be circling around to talk about our 5-year plan for each continent, including you penguins. You better be listening out there in Antarctica, because we're coming for you too. And what else do we have on the map? Africa. We have Wales did 9,000. Did I not mention Wales? My favorite place on the planet, Wales. They're oriented. They eat book, sleep book. They're totally dedicated. It's one of the most amazing places I've ever been. Way to go, Wales. Huge, absolutely huge. Africa, 10,724. And they're just getting started because you see those 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 points of light there. We want Africa to look like India. We want to light it up every place it's possible. They have thousands of languages there. We can do this. Let's make it happen. Way to go, Africa. Latin America, amazing, 10,648. Look at all the participants all over Latin America. And great leadership there and huge potential just getting started in Latin America. North America did 255,864 Bhagavad Gitas. You could eyeball what everybody did in various places around North America, but a lot of good representation from various centers. Well done, North America. Bravo. Sadhu, sadhu. Well, everybody, this is a substantial offering to be able to come together from just the logistical aspects of it, all the leaders who made this happen. Did we show the final number?
It's the next slide.
No, I was just trying to make you all nervous, like I was going to drop off all of a sudden. Okay, here it comes. We need a drum roll from someplace. If we have a drummer somewhere. Go for it. 2,805,444 Bhagavad Gitas distributed on an Earth planet within the last month or so for the Live to Give marathon. Come on, everybody.
Haribo.
Haribo. We did it together. It was a global team.
Haribo.
Jai Krishna.
Yes, people want to know, may I dance in the streets? Yes, you may. May you dance in Mangalartik until you can't dance anymore? Yes, you may. May you celebrate and eat lots of sandesh? Yes, you may. May you go and hug all your God brothers and God sisters? Yes, you may. May you become ecstatic and can't sleep because you saw this number? Yes, you may. So this is real. This is the result of what all of you are doing by doing powerful sadhana. You're doing austerities, following 4 regulative principles. You're chanting at least 16 rounds, and you're giving your heart and soul to Sankirtan movement. There's nothing better than this. And we're praying that we'll just continue to work together, increase, and we'll take, won't we? Every obstacle that comes to us from now on. We know what obstacles look like, don't we? We're going to take all of them as opportunities to increase our capacity. We find workarounds so that we have breakthroughs.
Yeah, but it's now 2,805,444
What language was that?
The soul of
Can anybody recognize the language?
I'm not even able to mute that person for some reason. It's Rukmini Mohan Prabhu, I think.
Yeah, well, that's a good sign because his country is the leading indicator for how we're all going to do. So it's good to hear his voice. That's a sign from Krishna. Thank you very much, everybody, for participating. We have about 2 minutes left, and I'd like to make a special prayer for us continuing forward. Before I do, I want to thank a few devotees. First of all, Shamohini and Anukul Seva. Literally, anytime, day or night, I'm on West Coast time, they're in East Coast time. That's 3 hours difference. Doesn't matter what time of the day or night I contact them, they always answer almost immediately. And they're on top of every aspect of the campaigns, from the designs to the conceptions to communicating with devotees all over the planet. And it's a sight to behold, it really is. And our deepest gratitude to the two of you working so hard together to make this whole campaign happen. May Srila Prabhupada and all the great acharyas shower their blessings on you. We want to thank Sham Bhakti and Rukmini for their leadership for World Gita Day. Recently joined the team and have already made a huge impact to the Sankirtan movement. It's amazing how a sincere expert, a person and persons who join in can change things so much. So thank you very much, Sham Bhakti, for your devotional service, and to Rukmini. Amazing what you're doing. Tirumala in Africa has been a force to be reckoned with since the very beginning, all these campaigns, and helping in various ways, including compiling scores, creating maps, all these things they're always on hand for and very enthusiastic. Jishnu, who's actually, truth be known, the brother of Anukul Seva, to have two of them on the planet at the same time is amazing, but he's a design expert. There's nothing he's not expert in, actually. I've yet to find one thing he's not expert in, and he gives his heart and soul for helping the campaigns. And Ramananda Saka Prabhu, the unsung hero, he's the full-time pujari at ISV, actually lives in the temple. So all he does is worship the deities and put on broadcasts all over the world. He's so meticulous that before the broadcast, it takes 3 hours ahead of time to make sure everything's perfect. It's easy for us to get on here and just do everything, and it looks like, yeah, it's no big deal. It's a big deal. He has huge banks of equipment and technical know-how, and he's meticulous in how he brings everything forward. So we thank Ramananda Saka Prabhu for his expertise in broadcasting. Amanda Vikrama Prabhu for the videos. He's constantly cranking out videos. I want to thank him for his hard work and his imaginative creations. And also Priya Kishori, who's always ready with her video equipment to shoot new videos to make sure they go out to the world. Now that I'm going to start, we're going to be here all night. So we have another slide that we want to show you before we all drop off, and we still have enough time, thankfully. And that is that we're bringing attention. I'm not saying anything like marathon or huge goals or anything like that. Rest your brain until we start kicking off after Gaur Purnima. But you will want to participate in this because it's very soft and nourishing, and it'll bring a lot of power to our global Sankirtan team. So let's take a look at what we got going, because nobody wants to be idle up until Gaur Purnima, right? Right. So it's the Be a Gardener campaign. And what is the directive? Share Chaitanya Charitamrita, share it. So there are a few objectives that you can concentrate on and pass on to the leadership. And that is just display Chaitanya Charitamrita, put it out and watch what happens. It's magic. Yes, Bhakti Roman's got a all-in-one Chaitanya Charitamrita. We have the sets of Chaitanya Charitamrita. If you don't have some, get some, but make it visible. Just put it out in the lobby, put it in front of your house, put it in, if you go to the office, put one, I don't know, on your desk. Make it visible. Also make announcements on social media in your area about Chaitanya Charitamrita, how important it is, where it came from, and so forth. And we ask everybody to organize so that you can hear some classes on the Chaitanya Charitamrita. Prabhupada gave a lot of classes in Mayapur itself. When the Chaitanya Charitamrita first came out, he was speaking on it, and the classes are life-changing. So these are a few things you can do. And the other is put the Chaitanya Charitamrita on the altar, if you can, for Gaur Purnima. That's very nice. In fact, if you know in the history of the release of the Chaitanya Charitamrita, the devotees who were doing the marathon for Prabhupada, for producing it, had halfway through, when they had half the Chaitanya Charitamritas, they put them on the altar in Los Angeles. All the devotees who were working hard didn't know that. And when the curtains opened for Mangalarti, everybody was in tears to see the results of their work. And so that's something that you can do to worship Lord Chaitanya and Gaur Purnima, is make the Chaitanya Charitamrita visible. Shamahini, any other points?
No, Prabhu. Thank you.
Dear Srila Prabhupada, dear Shri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, Shri Shri Panchatattva, Shri Shri Radha Madan Mohan, Shri Shri Radha Govinda, Shri Shri Radha Gopinath, and all the other deities in the world. If you so desire, please empower us on our global team so we can increase our capacity, so we can experience the nectar of working hard to serve your lotus feet by distributing more and more books, so we can realize the dream of Srila Prabhupada to see his books all over the world, making an impact in people's lives. And so we can fulfill the mission statement of Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu to spread the Sankirtan movement to every town and village. Thank you for considering our request. Om Tat Sat. Everyone who agrees with this prayer in part or in whole, please unmute and say Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
Hare
Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Krishna Durvishcha, Kripa Sindhuvevacha, Patitanam Pavanebhyo, Vaishnavebhyo, Namo Namaha. Ananta Koti Vaishnaviniki Jai, Go Premanande Haribo.